Hey everybody, it is I, Tony, and welcome back to TTBurger Game Reviews, and this is part 3 of 3 of my SSX series review. Those of you who have not seen the first two parts, let me do a little recap here. Part 1, I covered SSX for the PlayStation 2 and gave it a 9 out of 10, and Part 2, I covered SSX Tricky and gave it a 9 out of 10 as well, because they were both great games, but there were a couple of minor annoyances that I had with them that prevented me from giving them perfect 10s and such. Today we're going to be looking at my favorite game in the SSX series, and we're all set to review it here. We got our magical TTBurger Snow, this ugly sweater, and these snow goggles to get us in the mood, and like for the review and stuff like that. And we're ready to get started here. We're going to be looking at my favorite SSX game, and the last good SSX game in my opinion before it all went to shit. SSX 3 for the PlayStation 2, the Nintendo GameCube, Xbox, Game Boy Advance and stuff. We've got the PlayStation 2 version, which is the only one I have. Now, after the success of SSX Tricky, EA Sports Big decided to do something totally different. To do something to like expand the series and wow the SSX fans. And in truth, they succeeded really well, because the SSX games have always been fantastic snowboarding racers. But they wanted to do something different here, and the one thing they did different was make this game completely open world, like where you instead of going around the world and stuff like that competing in races, the whole game takes place on this huge ass mountain in the mode called Conquer the Mountain, and you pretty much have three peaks to race and explore and stuff like that. It's pretty much free roam and stuff like that, and it works really well. And to get started here, we'll go to the character selection here. Now, a lot of people were disappointed that there were less characters in this one that were in SSX Tricky, but I still say there is a good amount of characters here. We have some new ones too, like Allegra, Vijo, Griff, and stuff like that. But we're gonna be once again playing as my favorite character in the SSX series, Elise Riggs, who in my opinion is the main protagonist of this game, because she is the one on the front cover, so I consider her the main protagonist. And I gotta once again give a shout out to my three buddies here, JJ Brother 88, JJ Jaguar 89, and MM the Man 89, because they know how much I love that character. And since they know I like the character, I had to give them a shout out here, because it's not SSX without Elise and stuff like that, and they know that, I know that, and it would be a shame if Elise was not in this game, because I would have been very disappointed. I would have been one disappointed TTBurger, that's for sure. And we don't want that to happen now, do we? But now, after we pick our character, we start off here, and like I said before, this is a free... We have the single event and Conquer the Mountain mode, but we're going to be looking at the footage from the Conquer the Mountain mode. Now, I should point out here that in this game, they have like the EA Radio Big DJ Announcer Atomica with like licensed tracks and stuff like that, or the ambient mountain noise. I switched it to the ambient sound because I do not want to get a copyright claim, so you're not going to hear any music or any commentary by DJ Atomica of Radio Big. So I'm sorry, but if you want to hear that commentary of DJ Atomica and hear all the licensed tracks and stuff, you can find the soundtrack, or you can go buy the game yourself. But the licensed tracks, I can say that they have a lot of artists here for the soundtrack. They got Finger 11, Queens of the Stone Age, Basement Jacks, and like Fisher Spooner, and tons of artists, like so many. And like I was surprised they fit so many songs on this disc. It's just amazing. And since Conquer the Mountain is a free roaming mode and stuff like that, like free roam mode, like kind of like sandbox mode and stuff, you can either explore the mountain, finding items and stuff like that, or just exploring your own free will to try and like master tricks and such, or you can try and search for like races or freestyle style events to compete in and stuff. It's very similar gameplay wise to like the first two SSX games. The controls have been changed up a little bit, but it's not going to be anything major to where it's going to be a huge difference or anything like that. And as you can see here, the game's presentation is fantastic. This is the best looking SSX game ever made, even better than that crappy 2012 reboot that was released, which looks awful and looks so cartoony looking that I can't help but feel like we stepped backwards in graphics and such. But As you can see here, the graphics look fantastic. The character models look great. The environments look nice. There's like a bunch of snow effects and thunder and lightning effects, and there's like so much snow effects here, and it glistens and shines too. And you can even the sky looks amazing as well. There are some slowdowns here and there in all three of the main versions, so that is a small turnoff considering how the PS2 version of SSX Tricky had no frame rate issues whatsoever. It is going to be kind of a turnoff or a downside, but I'm not taking any points off of it because it's a big game. You're going to expect some slowdowns here and there, but it's nothing major at all. For the sound design is also so amazing. Like I said, you have DJ Atomica doing the commentary for like the Radio Big soundtrack and stuff. But even since I can't even put that on there because like I don't want to get a copyright strike for the music and such, the ambient noises sound great too. It feels like you're actually there snowboarding on the mountain as you are the snowboarder. The voice setting is also amazing as well. Now the celebrity voices are all but gone in SSX 3, but that's not a big deal for me because the voice setting in this game is even better than it was in the first two games, especially Elise Riggs here. Now, I forget who voices her name, but like I'm sure I'll remember later on stuff. But she's a Canadian actress, and she fits Elise's voice really well. Now, it is pretty interesting that most of the characters in this series had different voice actors throughout each game, but I like that. It adds character, it adds personality to them and stuff, and I like it. I mean, the voice acting is fantastic, and so is the rest of the sound. Now, let's get into the gameplay here, and the gameplay, it's fucking awesome. I mean, this is the biggest and most amazing snowboarding game I've ever played. Better than Cool Borders 2, better than the other two SSX games. This is the best snowboarding game I've ever played. Better than Amped on the Xbox as well. And better than Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder and Shaun White's Snowboarding. And other futuristic snowboarding games too that came out after SSX 3. There is a lot to do in this game. When you're free roaming, you can like look for items stuff like that and do some like big event modes and stuff like that. Like there's some like events you can find like go through hoops and stuff. Now the free roaming events here are kind of pointless and silly. I kind of pretty much skipped them because I didn't really want to spend time looking for all those items like that when I could have been doing other better things and such, like doing the races and the freestyles and stuff like that. Now, races is pretty simple. It's pretty obvious and simple. You must race to the finish, doing 3 rounds once again, a quarterfinal, semifinal, and final. And the races are very intense. You're racing on some of the toughest tracks in the peaks and such, and like there's a lot of hazards you gotta be aware of, and of course you still have speed boosts and trick boosts and stuff. There is no Roselle in this game. You got some computer voice saying speed boost, trick boost, and in the background you'll hear an announcer saying, in first place is Elise Riggs and stuff. I mean, like, of course, like if you have the Radio Big commentary track turned on, Atomica will mention how like Elise is doing or the character you pick is doing and stuff, and that's really awesome there. There are some cheat characters as well you can play as, like Eddie, Marisol, Sia, and Jurgen, and JP and stuff, but playing as them, it's kind of useless because the cheat characters like Eddie and stuff like the human cheat characters, they don't talk at all, so they have no personality. So I didn't even bother. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the original characters like Elise and Allegra and stuff like that. Which Allegra is actually one of the new characters, like I mentioned before. But like getting back to like talking about the races here, like you'll be in some. This is probably some of the toughest races ever, but they're easy to master and such. The difficulty is perfectly balanced. Like the opponent AI will definitely shove you around if you piss them off and stuff, like by knocking them down. And if you knock a character down too much, they'll send you a text message saying, "You don't make me angry. Now you've done it," and stuff. And you also have like rival races too, where you must race down to a bottom of a peak facing your rival. Like Elise will face either Simon or Mac and stuff and such, and that's basically what she'll do. And the freestyle mode, I had a lot of fun with the freestyle mode here. Like it's so much fun when you get your Uber maxed out, and you can do all those Uber tricks, and you can just pretty much click all the items to help your score, and you can get the new records and such, and that is nice when that happens, when you get a new record of that, and just it's just an overall fun experience. Like I said, there are 3 peaks. The first peak is for like beginners, the second peak is for like the intermediate players, and the third is advanced. And I have gotten gold medals in most of the races in freestyle. Just that in the advanced part, let's just say that like I was getting a little rusty there. But I was just happy to get bronze and silver stuff out of me. I was able to get most golds in the third peak. It's just that some of like the final ones I just wasn't that good to get a gold medal. But I got plenty of gold medals and a lot of the clothing too and such. And like this game has so much replay value that you're gonna want to play again and again to master your score, master your time, and just perfect it, get new records. I mean, it's like you're in control, and it's just a load of fun. I mean, you could play this game for hours, and it would be a lot of fun. And even the load times are cool too. Like the load times show your character going through a cable car and stuff, and just they also have this a lodge where you can like change boards, or you can like change clothing, or just do whatever. I mean, like it's you conquer the mountain. This mountain is your mountain, and that's what that's what EA Sports Big did. They wanted to make a game where you were in control of everything on the mountain as your character. And they did a great job. They did free roaming, and even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the free roaming mode, where like like picking up the items and stuff. I mean, like I loved exploring the mountain, but I wasn't a fan of like doing those small little pointless missions and such, whatever. You gotta jump through the hoops and stuff and collecting all those items and such. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I enjoyed exploring the mountain in my free time, because like you wanted to take a break from the race, just go and explore the mountain. Just look at the environment around you and just have fun. It's like you're there on the mountain, and that's what EA Sports Big did, and that's why I consider this the best SSX game ever made. And like nothing can top it. And depending on, no matter which version you play, you're gonna be in for a great treat. Like I said, each version is identical to one another. The slowdown here and there and stuff and such, but it's nothing major at all. I mean, the slowdown is not as big as it was in the first game, so it's not gonna be very noticeable at all, except for like a few times and such. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. SSX 3 is definitely the best SSX game ever made. Like I said, nothing can top this game at all. And like I am happy to own this game, because if you are looking for a great snowboarding game to have in your PS2, the first 3 SSX games are definitely it, especially this one. And like I said before, I will not be reviewing SSX Blur, SSX On Tour, and SSX 2012, because let me tell you something right now, those games fucking suck, and they are a disgrace to the SSX games. In fact, before I give SSX 3 a rating here, let me explain what's wrong with each game. SSX On Tour is you basically create a character, and you can choose for snowboarding or skiing. Yeah, they try to add something different there for skiing, but there's the thing. The skiing does not work at all. Feels just like snowboarding, just on skis and such. And like you create a character, so the only way you can play as like fan favorite characters that you played as in the past games is by using cheat codes and stuff. But then again, the characters don't even talk. Not even like Elise, Riggs, or Mac and stuff, or Mac Frazier and Moby Jones, and like they don't talk, so it makes them pointless. And the soundtrack is okay, but it's just that a lot of the songs tend to repeat a little too much, and there's no DJ Atomica, and that just kind of is a problem there. I should also mention DJ Atomica was also in Burnout Paradise as well, so I just wanted to point that out there, a little reference there. And like I had that game, and I barely even played it because it was so boring. Like you can't make an SSX game without those characters by default and stuff. Just having to create a character in an SSX game. I know they want to do something like Tony Hawk's Underground, you create a character and stuff, but it just didn't work here, and I didn't like it. I sold it. And SSX Blur was a Wii exclusive game, and I was not a fan of the Wii, and I heard nothing but bad things about it, because it was very hard to like pull off special moves using the nunchuck and the Wiimote and stuff. And the characters look way too cartoony and stuff, and just is a disgrace to the SSX series. And SSX 2012, basically it's just That game was way too easy and too futuristic looking. They had it set in realistic settings instead of like the fun fictional places like Snow Dream Japan, Garibaldi Canada, Tokyo Megaplex, Mercury City Meltdown USA, or Elysium Alps France, or that huge big ass mountain that in SSX3 and stuff. It's just not that much fun because it just they tried to make it seem like the classic SSX games, but it didn't work because it was way too easy. It was way too easy to pull off special tricks and stuff, and too easy to win races. And the character designs for the characters are awful looking. They just look very out of place and very generic looking. I mean, if you look at Elise Riggs from the first 3 games, and look at Elise Riggs in SSX 2012, which design looks better? Probably the design in the first 3 games. So that's why I won't be reviewing those. I'm sorry, but I wanted to focus on, in my opinion, the 3 good SSX games. So now we got that out of the way. What am I gonna give SSX 3? Well, I was gonna give it a perfect 10, but there are a couple annoyances that very small annoyances that of course collecting those items, doing those free roam big missions and stuff just were kind of a turn off for me. And in fact that the cheat characters, like the human characters like Eddie, Marisol, and Jurgen and Sia and stuff didn't talk, that kind of was a turn off for me. I'm gonna be giving it a higher score than the other 2 games. I'll be giving it a 9.5 out of 10. It's the best score to have for this game. And now that we got that out of the way, I'd like to thank you all for watching my SSX series review. I know there are people who pretty much enjoyed this series, and this was for you guys too. And also, once again, gotta give a shout out to my 3 buddies, JJ Brother 88, JJ Jaguar 89, and MM the Man 89, because they knew I was a fan of this series and a fan of Elise Riggs and stuff. And even though we never really talked much about SSX3 because we were in high school and we didn't have every single class together and such, they know that I am a fan of this series and of the Canadian girl Elise Riggs and stuff. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Now that we got that out of the way, stop the snow. Stop the snow. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I had to snap my fingers there, but that's pretty much it. That's it, and stay tuned for more videos. There's more on the way, and also don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, leave likes, and also join the Discord group, my Discord group, TTBurger Gamers United. And because the group chat is growing bigger and bigger each day and stuff, and it'd be nice to talk to my subscribers and get to know you guys better, because I really want to get to know my fans, get to know them and stuff, and I want them to get to know me better. So click on the link below. I fixed up the link recently and such, because I know I messed up the link and stuff, but now I got the link working. So go ahead and join away. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Peace out, everybody, and stay tuned. There's more videos on the way, and be on the lookout for more stuff.